Hello guys, welcome to Zudotech channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to backup and restore your VPS server to Google Drive using Rclone. So this step works whichever whichever operating system you're making use of on your server, be it Ubuntu, Debian, uh, Alma Linux, and CentOS, whichever one, just name it. As long as it is a Linux-based distro, it should work perfectly on your server. And also, it works on whichever cPanel you make use of. Either you're using a cPanel or not, it should work on your server. For me, I'm using Ubuntu, the latest version of Ubuntu, and also I'm making use of VirtualMe to manage my server. As you can see, I have 4 websites installed on this. Um, though this is just for a demo, just for the reason of this tutorial. So now, don't let me waste too much of your time. Let us quickly dive into the tutorial. So what you need is an internet connection. You need to have a server and also a working PC. So it's so easy to do, although you may need to pay a lot of attention to it when you're doing it at the first time. So let's just jump into it so I don't waste much of your time. So in this tutorial, I'll cover how to back up your files, how to back up your database to your Google Drive, and also I'm going to cover how to restore it, as in the backed up files and the backed up database. I will teach you how to restore it with just one line of command, and you get everything working perfectly. So let's take a look at what we have here. Um, Normally, the reason for backups, you can't just have a server, have a lot of content on it, and not have a backup plan. you know that's a recipe for disaster. So definitely, when you purchase the server, it is expected of you to have a backup software running on it, and also an external backup. The external backup is very important because in some cases you may lose your server, and then what you have saved on an external storage is what is going to help you recover uh, your projects whenever the need arises. So now let's dive straight into it now. So I'm just going to start from here. I hope you all know about Rclone, but in case you don't know about Rclone is just a very small script, a very simple script. It's an open source script that you can use to back up your server to any storage of your choice, as in it's almost every storage. So you can back up your server to almost every storage. So now it doesn't also really matter where you got your VPS from. Either you got it from Contable, or from Etna, Digital Ocean, or whatever. So it's still going to work as it is expected to work. So now let's go to step one. Step one, we need to create a service account in Google Cloud Console. And to do that, you need to visit this link here. Just right click and copy it. So I'll be using a guest browser for that. Now, as you can see, I have my Gmail account logged in. It's a student account, and for a student account, you have unlimited data storage. As you can see here, I've already uploaded more than 140 gig of files, so and there's no limit to it. So, but this works for whichever Gmail account you're using, as long as it's on Google Drive. So you are good to go now. paste the link we just copied and visit it. So you are meant to create a new project. Normally I have this here that I created while working on the tutorial for the blog. Let me check if I can now delete it. Sorry. Okay, I think it is pending deletion. So we can create a fresh one. Let me check. Okay, these ones are pending. So let's just go back to our console. So now I need to create a new this thing. So here you come here, then you click on new projects. So you can just name your project M drive. You can make use of any name, it doesn't really matter. So now after creating it, click on select project. Now the project has been selected. Now you just click on the logo here. As you can see now, we have M drive automatically selected because we selected it after creating it. So now the next thing to do is you go to API and services. You click on it. Then you can click on enable API and services, or you go to library. Then you scroll downwards. Then you select Google Drive API. You can as well search for it here. You can see here it is here. So now let's scroll downward and select this. Then ensure you enable it. So now it has been enabled. Then the next thing for us to do is you go back to, just as we did, you can just click here to go back, or just click on the logo. Then you scroll downwards. Then you select I am an admin. So this is what you're going to select. Click on it. Then now you scroll at the left hand side of the menu, of this navigation menu, you scroll downward to where we have service accounts. So you click on service accounts. And here you create a new service account. So click on service accounts, create new service accounts. Then you can give your service accounts any name. So in my own case, I'm going to give it M Drive. So, and also give it a description. Just put in anything. Then you click on create and continue. So that has been created. Now we have to skip these other options. Selecting a row. Just click on continue to skip it. And for the grant users, just click on done. So now we have our service account created for us. You can see it's just similar to an email address. So this is it. So now the next thing for you to do is you click on actions. Under these actions, you're going to see three dots. Just click on it. Then you click on manage keys. Yeah, now you click on add key, then create new key. So ensure JSON is, as you can see, it is recommended. So you have to ensure that this JSON key type is selected. So after selecting it, you click on create. So there will be a pop-up for you to download the created JSON file. So just click on save to save it in your download folder. So it has been saved on my PC. Now I'm going to close this, then go back, click this arrow button. So now I can copy this email and open a notepad. Let me just paste it here. Then on my Google Drive, let's let us create, sorry for that, let us create a folder. So I'm going to name it backup. So after doing that, I need to share this folder with the service account I just created. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to click on these three dots here, these three vertical dots. Click on it, then you go to share, then you select share. Now you copy what you just copied on our service account, what we have here. Just click to copy it, then you come here, you paste it in this box. Then ensure editor is selected. If it's not selected, you have to click this drop down, then select editor. Now you don't really need this, just untick it, and you can tick it if you want. Then you click on share. So you click on share anyway. So now it has been shared. So for us to see if it has truly been shared, we just have to reload this page. Then you scroll downward to where we have the newly created backup folder. So click on it and you should be able to see the new email that has been shared. You can see it's the M drive. So now I'm just going to quickly do something. I'm going to create some folders here so that I can confirm if what I've done is truly working. So click on new folder. Let me name it folder 1. I'm just going to make 2 folders. Then folder 2. So now the next thing to do is we go to our server. This is my server. I'm making use of virtual main. You can as well make use of cPanel, the real cPanel, AA panel, and other types of control panel. So it depends. And for some people, they don't really like making use of all those control panel. They rather do it through their terminal. So for easy access, I usually make use of virtual main. So I'm just going to go to my file manager on my virtual main. Then I'll click on home. You can always get to home through your root. This is the root directory here. So that houses everything about the server. So it's usually the same thing for any type of host you are making use of, as long as you're on a Linux based distro. So now, for me to go to the home, I can just double click on this home. So I am here. This is where all my website files are situated. As you can see, these are all my website files. So I want to upload the JSON file we downloaded from the service, from the Google Console service account, the JSON file we downloaded from it. I am going to upload it here in this route here. So I'm going to go to upload, then I can just click here to upload it. This it. It's easy for me to locate. So now that it has been uploaded, the next thing to do is to go to our root directory. There are some things we need to do in the root directory. So I'll come here. Let me bold in my browser a bit so that you can see it very clearly here. So now, oh sorry. So now from here, we need to create a bash script which will be used to trigger everything we are going to be doing. So, but before that, let us check on our article here. What we have here, we are done with this step. This step one, we are done with it. Then, as you can see, this is what I just showed you. So, on step two, share Google Drive folders with the service accounts. We have done that also. We have shared the Google Drive folder that we created. We named it backup. So it has been shared with the email that was generated for us. So now the next thing to do is let's install Rclone on the server. So to install Rclone, I normally make use of PuTTY whenever I want to log in into my server. So you can as well make use of Git Bash if you have Git Bash, and you can also make use of your Windows terminal, the default Windows terminal. You can make use of this. You can make use of PowerShell or whatever. Whatever suits you most is what you should go with. So let me just search for PuTTY. Then I need to SSH into my server. So to do that, I need my server host IP or the host name. Then I'll paste it here. Then click on open. So I'm logging in as root. Then this is my password here. And let me paste it and sign in. So as you can see, I'm logged in. So remember, if you are not making use of your root user to SSH into your server, probably you created a different elevated user that you are making use of. Just ensure that you give it sudo privilege. So for every command, you have to add sudo to it. So now in my own case, I don't need to use sudo. So I just have to type in the command directly. So now let's go back here. So you copy this command and you insert it. So Rclone has been successfully installed. So now the next thing for us to do is we have to set up the configuration so we can link our Google Drive to our server. Then what next to do is just copy this Rclone config You can as well just type it in, then enter. So we need to create a new remote. Just type N, then enter. So give it a name. I named mine M drive. So I'm going to use M drive. So now you'll be given options to select from. And I think Google Drive storage, as you can see, we have different type of storages here. So you can choose any one you want. But I'm going for Google Drive storage. So I'll just type the number here, or you type just drive. But to be on a very safe side, let me just type the number as my storage. So now it's asking for client ID. You can just skip it by pressing your enter button. Skip this also. So for the scope, I'm going with this first one, which says full access to all files, excluding application data folder. So this one is going to give me full access to all of my files. So I'm going with this first one. So press 1 and enter. Service accounts file. Now, what it's asking for here is where we uploaded our service accounts file. You remember we uploaded this JSON file under this home directory. Wait, let me try and refresh the page. As you can see, M drive. So this is the um, file it's asking for. So we have to point it to this file. So let me just click on rename so I can edit the name. Cancel. Then I'll come here, /, then paste it. Then now I need to copy it. So that's all I need to do here. So I'll come here, back to my terminal, and insert it. So now it's asking for us to edit advanced config. So we need to go with the advanced config. So just type Y for yes, then enter. So you skip this, skip this, skip. So it's asking for a root folder ID. So just come here to your Google Drive. You remember we created a backup folder. This is the folder and the backup folder. Let me just go back to my drive. Then this is the backup folder. So you have to double click on it. So the ID is what we have after folders here, you know. This is the link, the URL, the complete URL. So what we need to do is copy from this down to here. As you can see, let me just cut it. So I'll come here and paste it. Then enter. So for every other thing, just click on enter to skip. Just skip, continue skipping, skip the metadata, skip the permission, just skip it also, skip, skip. Now it's asking for us to edit advanced configuration again. So since we've just edited it, there's no need editing it again. So whatever we have done has been saved on the server. So now the next thing for us to do is to click on no, which is N. So just type N, then enter. So configure this as a shared drive, team drive, no, enter. Now, as you can see here, all the details we input at the cost of configuring the stuff has been listed here, you know. The type is drive, the scope is drive, um, the service account is pointing to the right direction, to the right directory. Likewise, the root folder ID is also pointing there. So now we are done with everything. So just type Y for yes. So now you can see our drive, M drive, has been created and the type is drive. Now, what we need to do is just quit this configuration. We are done with configuration. So now the next thing for us to do is let's go to our contents here. So there's no need to go through all this since you're watching the video. So you've seen already what I've done and what I've written here. So now for us to see what is listed in our Google Drive and for us to be very sure that what we did, the configuration we did is correct. Remember, I created two folders inside my backup. Um, the backup I shared with the service account. So now I need to see if those folders, these two files, if they are showing for me to confirm that my configuration is properly done. So just come to your terminal. Remember to copy this. Then you come to your terminal and paste it, then enter. So what you're seeing here is that failed to create file system, didn't find section in config file. I just hope what we did is correct. Let me cross check. Okay, let me just do something. Let me do something. Let me try and create a file. Copy this. Normally you should list the files created here, but let me try this. Then copy this. Okay. Now I guess where the issue is coming from. Please pardon me. I just want this video to be as short as possible. That is why that is the reason for the rush. So you can see this command here. Let me paste it on my notepad. This command, we have G drive here. This was the one I used for the first tutorial for this content on the blog. So now the new one we created is M drive. So wherever you see G drive, you use M drive. So and if you've started with G drive, so ensure that you are always using G drive for everything. But in case you did just as mine here on the video that I did M drive, I typed M drive, so you have to use M drive as well. So you change everywhere G drive appeared, you change it to M drive. So now let me check. Just insert. You can see the folder 1 and the folder 2. So I don't expect to come across any issue because it's so straightforward. So now, what we just created, let me try and create that file again. You remember we created this file, of which if you check the root of your um, server, let's go here. The file should be there. Okay, the file is not there. And let me check here also. Okay, the file is here. So now what we just have to do is to create, let me delete it to avoid confusion. So now let's return to the command line. This is what we did. This echo test backup is what we used to create the file. So just paste it. Let me clear off this one. Paste it here. Now the file has been created. Then copy this. Remember to change this G drive to M drive. So let me open the so I'll just change it to M drive, and now I can have it this way. So this is what I'm going to paste here to copy it. As you can see, our file has been successfully copied. This is it here. Test file copied. And this is the size. It took 3.8 seconds to send it over to. Now let me check my drive. As you can see, this is it, the test backup. The file has been created. So it shows that everything we have done is well done. Now, the next thing to do is to automate our backups. So now we need to create a backup script, a batch script. So it's going to be located in our root directory. As you can see, the command, we have /root, then /backup. So we have to open it with an editor, which is a nano. So just paste it here. Then we are asked to copy this batch file here, which will be used to make all the backups. So remember, in this video tutorial, I made use of M drive, but in this script here, the tutorial on our blog, we made use of G drive. So you just have to change G drive to M drive. So I'm going to make use of my VS Code. You can use any text editor to do that. So I'll just have to create a new test file. Remember, you can use any text editor, so you don't necessarily need to use VS Code. There's no need for you to go and download VS Code if you don't have it. You can use the normal notepad for it as well. So I'm just going to search for G drive and replace G drive anywhere there is G drive. I'm going to replace it with M drive. So let me just make use of this tool to replace it. So now every appearances of G drive has been changed to M drive. So now let's go to our yeah, to our terminal. Then you paste it here. So after pasting the script, the next thing for you to do is to save it. Press Control X if you're on Windows, then Y, then enter button. So that has been saved. Now let's cross check to see if what we did has truly been saved. So as you can see, this is the bash script. So running down from here, this is the complete bash script. So now let's exit it. Now the next thing to do is for us to make it executable. To make the script executable, the bash script we created, just paste this. So now we are good to go. So this is a brief discussion of how a brief list of what the bash script does. So this is it. It creates a backup directory in your root folder, and every temporary backup will be taking place here. So it takes the backup of all directories in home. Just as I've said, I want all my files, all my site files are under the home directory. So I want to back up the whole home directory. You can choose something else. If you want to back up your etc, you can choose something else. Just ensure that you have this JSON file in that directory. So now let me go back here. So yeah, it takes the backup of all directories in home into one and compresses it to tar.gz. Also, it takes the complete database backup and compress it into one. Remember, each site has its own database, so it's just going to make a collection of all the databases on the server and make it into one archive. So now, once one interesting thing about this script is that after every backup is completed, it will transfer the backup to your Google Drive, which you have specified, and then delete the backup that has been done on the server. So once the backup has been successfully sent to your Google Drive folder, backup folder, it's going to delete it from the server so that we won't be taking much space on the server. Backups usually take space. So for us to free our server, we need to delete those backups since they are not currently needed on the server. So anytime you need this backup, you can always retrieve it back. I have the scripts on this article, so you can always come back to this article to copy the command to retrieve it. So now, once each backup has been completed, we've gone through this. Now the next one is create a folder inside backup folder on your Google Drive. Then another folder called virtual me. You can always rename this. If you check the script, the bash script, you will discover that truly I have virtual me. I am the one that just typed this in. You can type anything in there. So then a folder for files. So inside of that virtual me folder, it's going to create two folder. It's going to create files, then it's going to create database, that is DB. So all my files, all my directories will be under files, and all my SQL, my databases will be under DB. So if you want to alter it, you can alter it as you like. The script is very simple. So it will then delete older backups from files and DB, keeping the latest 5 backups. So let's say, for instance, I make backups daily, and I don't just want to fill my Google Drive accounts with unnecessary backups. I just want it to keep the latest 5 for me. So it's going to keep the latest 5 and delete the oldest one. The last oldest one will be deleted. So I will only be having 5 backups, that is one each day, on my Google Drive. Now, let us run the backup command so you can see for yourself how it works. You can see now all my files are being compressed. So the backup is running already. So I can as well check here to see how things are going. This is my root folder. A backup folder will be created here. You can see backups. So click on it, and now you can see all the processes. So it's currently backing up my files and putting everything in just one home folder. And as you can see, it has the date and time the backup took place. So you can always refresh to see the size. This 340, it has changed to 385. Let me refresh to see it. Okay. So definitely it's currently sending the file. Let's check our terminal. Yeah, it's currently sending the file to our Google Drive. So now it's now working with the database now. So I think everything has been completed. You can see it has cleared the backup out from our server. So uh, we won't be wasting our server storage on that. So now you can see all database backup uploaded and local files deleted. So cleaning up of old database backup on Google Drive. So the reason for this is that in case the backups are 5 already and you are now making another backup, it's going to automatically delete the last one. So that is how it works. Now let me check something. I can easily check what I have on my Google Drive. So you can see a new backup has been created named Rclone. Now let's go into the new backup. Let me go to my Google Drive. You can see it here. So let me go into it. And here we have two folders, just as I have said earlier on. This one is going to house our files, and this one is going to house our database. So now let me click on the file. You can see this is the complete backup of my website. So let me go back and check if the database was done. You can see all databases backup. So this all the databases are being compressed into one file, so one archive. So we are successful with the backup. Now, you know, backing backing up your server is not the only thing you should be worried about. You should as well be worried about restoring the backups you've done. And mind you, you can restore your backup on this same server, or maybe you just purchase a different server aside from the one you used to configure this one. So you can as well do the configuration on that new server and connect it to your Google Drive, the one we shared, just the same process. And you'll be able to back up and to restore the backed up files. So now we can automate this to run by itself, so we don't necessarily need to come here and be running the backup script all the time. That is this script. So we don't need to be running this script all the time. So that is that. So now let us automate it before we go ahead with the retrieval. So let's click on go to your terminal and paste this cron tab. Now what you just have to do is you need to add this cron to the list of crons that we have here. So I'm just going to add it here, shift and insert, then control X, then Y, then enter. So what this command does is that it's going to back up my server every 2 o'clock a.m. as in every 2 a.m. is going to back up my every day is going to back it up every 2 o'clock a.m. every blessed day. So that is the job of this. So now for us to retrieve our backup, well, we can use this command here. Now to get your files, you can just use this to get your files. Now let us quickly do that. So remember to change every appearances of G drive to M drive as we have it here. So now also ensure that the name of the file is correct. So now I'm going to go to my drive, to my Google Drive, then copy this name. This is the one I want to restore. So supposing I have a full list of backups here, I just need to copy the one I want based on the date and the time. So I'll just come down here to my notepad and change this to this. Then I can copy it and go to my terminal, then paste it in there. So it's going to start the retrieval process and the file will be saved under root backups. So now let's allow it to retrieve it completely. It doesn't really take much time. It's just within some seconds. So we should be done with the retrieval. So it has been retrieved. Now let us confirm if truly it has been retrieved. Now let's go here. Let's go to our it's expected to be under this file, this directory. And as you can see, this is it. Now let me extract it so you can see the content. So you can also use your command, your terminal to do the extraction. So you can see these are all the files. They were properly backed up. So you can do the same for the database. So now I'm just going to clear this off because I don't need it. It's just for tutorial purpose. Let me clear this off. So now let us try and retrieve the database. So now I am going to check on the right database name I want to retrieve. Just go to database. So this is it. Let me click on rename so I can copy the name. Mark all and copy. So and I'll come back to my notepad, then paste it here. Then go to my terminal, then paste it and click enter. Oh, seems okay. I forgot to change the G drive to M drive. So ensure you don't make the same mistake. So now our database has been retrieved. It has been retrieved. Now let's check on our server. Maybe truly it has been retrieved. You can see it here. So that is just all about it. If I want to move it anywhere, maybe I want to upload it anywhere, I can easily do that from here as long as it's on my server. Likewise for the file, I can easily do it from here as long as it's on my server. So that is all about it. So now, if this works for you, I want you to take just 5 to 10 seconds to subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Please kindly subscribe to this channel if you haven't. I'm just starting this channel and I need the support of you guys. So once I have your support, the zeal to make more tutorials will be there for me. So kindly give me your support. I need you to subscribe to this channel and also like this video. It's very, very important. So now, let us proceed. To make things very easy for you guys, um, I've made some uh, modification to the script in a way that you can have it in various ways. Like for instance, if you want to back up some files and want to exclude some files, like that is, if you want to back up some directories and also want to exclude some directories while doing that, I have a script for that here. So let's go and check that out. Now, the first one, I gave you some examples here. It's just like a bonus script. So this one, the way it works is going to back up all directories, excluding the folders, the directories that you name. Then also it's going to back up individual databases. Now let's do it now. So just as we've done for the first bash script, you copy this. So if you use G drive, ensure you continue using G drive. But if you use M drive, just as I have it in this video, ensure you rename G drive to M drive. So ensure you rename every appearances of G drive to M drive. So okay, it's only occurred in two places. So now just copy, then I will go to my server where I have the bash script in my roots. Then I'll come here to this bash script we created earlier on, then edit it. Now I will delete everything in it, then paste the newly copied one. Sorry for that. So then let me save it. Remember, you can as well do this through your terminal, so you don't necessarily need a control panel to work on your server. So that has been saved. Now let me try and run the backup again, and let's see how that one works. Remember what we used to backup. This is the command we used to make the backup: /root/backup-script.sh. You can copy it on the blog. So now let's go and check on how this script works. Let me close this down, then go to home, to backups, where our backup usually take place. You can see it's picking it one after the other. So after backing up this A, it's going to transfer it to the Google Drive, then it will delete it, then start backing up from the next directory. Maybe the next directory starts with B. So that's how it handles that. So you can have the backup file for each website or for each directory. So now it's on J. Let us check. We should have the backup in our Google Drive. Files. You can see all the backups are adding up already. So they are adding up already. So now, one thing I forgot to add is, for instance, on this O, if I want to skip this first directory, this A, abdeb, if I want to skip it, what I just need to do is notify the script that this is what I want to do. So now let's wait for it to come. Okay, it has been completed. Okay, now let me just go here and delete all the files here. Let me mark it all. Okay, I think, can't we mark everything? Okay, let me just delete the whole folder, the whole virtual admin folder. Don't delete your backup folder. You remember we shared the backup folder, so you don't have to delete it. I'm sorry, I'm having a network issue. So now I'm just going to delete this virtual admin folder. So let me remove it. Then the reason for this script itself is that we want to be able to backups just other directories except one. As the title says here, backup all directories excluding one. So wherever you see folder name 1, 2, or 3, you can just add the backup and the directory you don't want to backup. So now I don't want to backup this directory, the A. Let me now try and then copy the name. So I'll go to my backups, to my roots. So I'm trying to locate the bash scripts here. So I'm looking for folder name. You can see this folder name 1. So let me just paste that name here. So I don't want the script to back it up. So now I'm going to save it. So it's right there on the line 17. So if you have others, you can just add. So that's how it goes. So it has been saved. Now let's run the backup again. So it's going to start backing up from here. From here, it's going to back up this. It's going to skip this one. So it's going to back up every other one except this one that is highlighted. So that is how the script works. Now let's wait for it to complete the backup. So after that, we cross check on our Google Drive to see how the backup was done. Remember to like this video in case you haven't liked it. And also, if you are yet to subscribe, I need your subscription. Please, I need you to subscribe. So this is going to give me a whole lot of zeal. So I can always provide you guys with wonderful tutorials on VPS, on web development, and other stuff tech related. So now it has been done. Now let's check on our Google Drive. You can see the virtual main folder has been created again. Okay, this time around it was created twice, but whichever one. Let's just check in. So now we have the files. Okay, let me check the other one. Here it's only backed up 2. So let's check the other one. Files. Okay, the third one is here. So I think the reason for this one is because of the folder I deleted. So it's because of the folder I deleted. So I have tested it, it worked perfectly. So you have nothing to be worried about. That is how it worked. So now that has been done, let me delete the folder once again and try another script. So in short, let me delete everything I have here. Let's delete everything here. And let me check my trash and just empty the trash. So now let's go back to our backup folder where we have the backup. And now we have a very fresh root here. Now let's try the next scripts. This is the next script. Here you can back up all selected files and directories, e.g. Zudotech1, whichever file or directory you had, that is you had the name here, is going to back it up. So, and it's going to exclude other directories. Now I want to back up just one directory, or maybe just 2 directories. So what I'm just going to do is I will copy this. Then remember, we need to always change this name here. So every occurrences of G drive, we replace it with M drive. So Now, the folders we want to back up this time around, number 17 on the line 17. Remember, we have, I just want to back up this one. So I'll go here, rename it, then one other one, this one. So I'll go here, rename it. So copy, then come back to your roots, to your bash script, then edit. Now I clear this one off and paste, then save it. So let's try the command again. You can always get your command line from here to make the backup manually. So you copy it, then you come here and then you insert it. So now we are expecting it to back up just 2 directories. So as you can see, this doesn't take time. You don't even need to be there. You can just make use of the clone job as we have done earlier on, and it's going to make the backup for you itself every blessed day. You can as well alter the cron job. Maybe you want it 3 times weekly, or you want it um, once every week, or you want it monthly. Anyhow you want it, you can always alter the script to do that. So it's almost done. Okay, it is done. So now let's check. So you can see another folder has been created, virtual main. This time around is just one, not two. So let's double click to check the contents. You can see we have the files. Sorry. So you can see the 2 backups we did, Terrans and Damitech, are the ones it's backed up for us. Now let's check the database. You can see it's backed up all the databases one after the other for each site. So you can see the efficiency of this script. So it works perfectly well. Now I also had one which only works for database alone. So if you just want to back up your database alone, you can use this one to back up just the database alone. It's going to back it up individually, just as we have it here for each website, each database account, database user. So that is how it works. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial. If you have any question to ask, kindly make use of the comments section. We have the comments box here. So, and I'll be very swift in answering your question. So, and also, if you have any contribution to add, maybe there's a kind of a method you used that you want us to include in this tutorial for the benefit of others, you can always let us know through the comment section. So that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for having me. Don't forget, remember to also click the subscribe button this time around. You need to click it this time around. So thank you for having me. Bye guys.